Ta-da! I finally finished my first tutorial. Yes, my very first tutorial. Before I begin though, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you to all you scrapbookers out there that do these. Now that I've finished my first one, I have no problem doing the second one because I think I've got it figured out. I've been working on this since November. But just so the rest of you don't know, this is what it entails. This is building an album, designing and building an album, and then writing a tutorial, editing a tutorial, shooting a video along the way, editing a video along the way, taking pictures along the way, editing pictures along the way, and then you put all that into here, and then you're doing a whole lot of editing after that. Writing and editing, that's pretty much what it was. And I'm still not done editing the videos, and they will be out hopefully tomorrow. But for now, this is available in my Etsy shop. It comes in 3 parts in PDF. I wanted to be able to give you the option of doc or PDF, but the files for doc are too big, way too big, and Etsy won't let me upload them. So, sorry. If you want a doc, contact me, and I will send them to you through Gmail. I can believe I can send. I can put them in my shared folder and send them to you through Drive, Gmail Drive. Okay, so the first, actually this isn't the first part. This is the first part of your tutorial is your album, and this is for an 8.5 and 8.5 by 8.25 by 275 inches, 2 3/4 inch album, and it's descriptive. It has pictures. I think there's a total of like 200 pictures throughout the 3 tutorials, the 3 parts. An accumulation of, I think it's 100 something pages. I might be wrong on the page count though. It might be just 60. It might be 60 pages. I can't remember. And there is no total page count here, just the numbers of the pictures. Anyways, so the album has your album, how to make your album from start to finish. The basic album, that's not with the decorations, just the album itself. In this tutorial for the album, there are a couple of tips and tricks in here. This is for your album and binding. A method to do the binding that is a surefire way to be straight. I can almost guarantee it. It actually depends on the crafter and how they do it. But the aid that I used in making this binding, when I discovered it, I was so thankful because my binding kept getting crooked and I kept wrecking my spines trying to remake them and fix them. And so this is one surefire way of doing it. And then there's another trick in here, but I urge you to watch the tutorial video on the album and the binding because it's really important. There's a couple of tricky spots in this tutorial, and you'll want to watch the video for this. Then the second part of my tutorial is the hidden pocket page. You'll find out what this means when you start doing the tutorial. But I wanted to create a page, and I don't think I've ever seen one before, honestly. But I wanted to create a page, a signature page by me to kick off my tutorials with. And I just love how this page is done. There's a step-by-step on how to do this. It involves five pieces, and each page consists of those 5 pieces. Actually, it's from outside the pocket, including the pocket, 7. So 7 pieces for every page, and then you can build on top of that, like your flaps, your folds, your cross flaps, your extra pages. But you have 5 pages to build with to start on each page. So there is measurements, pictures, descriptions, and this as well. You'll want to watch the tutorial on how to, the video on this page as well, because part of the page is pretty tricky. So there's a little something different in there. Okay, now for the decorating part. This is the album, and I will give you a walkthrough in just a moment. So this is the album, and it has in here it has the page that I decorated, and then the decorations on the page, and under each thing and over each thing there are measurements. So there's a measurements along the bottom here that are for this piece, and this piece, and then the measurements along the top are for this piece, and this piece. So just so you know, that's how this flows through the tutorial. And then and it goes on through that, the flaps as well, your flip and folds and your flaps and whatnot, through the whole thing. And on this, there's a couple of bonuses in here on how I did the inserts, which are a little bit different. Another something new. And the matting. There's that's on the very end of this tutorial on how to do those. So I'm bringing something a little bit new to the table, I hope. And I really hope that you guys have success with this. And if there's any problems whatsoever, please contact me through either my Etsy shop or my Facebook page or my email. All the information is on the back page. I think there's a back page on, the information is available on I think all three pieces of the tutorial. So get a hold of me if need be, and I will help you as much as I can, and possibly do a small little video just to get you through that little glitch that you're having. So anyways, on with the album, the walkthrough. Here it is. I'm not a person that does a lot of heavy, thick embellishments on my album covers, because I'm a firm believer that your album cover should lay completely flat to get the most function out of your pages. But because this is a wedding album, sort of, the paper line is based basically loosely on weddings or gatherings. So the paper line that I use on this is LeRomantique by Graphic 45. And I ended up using about 1.5 pads to make this album. When I started it, I underestimated, so I had to, and that was another reason why it took me took me a while to get this finished. I had to reorder some more paper to get it finished. So we'll start. This album is, as I said in the tutorials, is 8.5 by 8.25 by 2 3/4 deep. It has 4 double-sided interactive pages with embellishments and whatnot. So anyways, we'll get started. And the first element you'll see in this album is how I made, or the use of my scraps at the end of my album. We all have scraps at the end, and I use them and I make collages out of them. And I show you how to do that in the tutorial, how I did that. So the first, inside the cover is a pocket page, or pocket. But it's big enough that you can put a 6x8 on here or a 5x7, and the same on the inside. And here's where the first collage is right here. And then this is a pocket, and it's pretty big and deep, so you can put lots in there, photos and whatnot. And it's magnetized. Then we'll go down to this one. The first page on here is, we have the couple, some affair. He's in a tux. I won't go into great description. So we open it up and we have two flaps, but lots of room for pictures. Sorry for the trouble. They are tuck spots underneath, so you can tuck stuff under it. Like my money. It's a Canadian $10 bill. Okay, now we'll open it up and we have the same on the inside. I tried to stick with the themes that are going on with each page, and we have tuck spots under in here for photos and whatnots. We'll close that up. We put the page. Now we're coming to the first pocket page, and we have. I'm sure we've all noticed how when we have our albums all done together, when we look at the outside, this side of our albums, not the spine part, but this side, we always see all the gatherings of the flips and flaps and folds and whatnot in the pocket and everything. So when I designed this page, I designed them so that all of that is hidden. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here. So you have this here. You don't see a pocket or a whole lot of going on in there. This is pretty much hidden behind this gusset here. So whoops, I'm trying to go the other way. All right, so I'm going to open it up and I'm going to show you how it works. Okay, so first we'll start off, we have one of the brides on the front, and this is a pull-out, so you can put a picture in there. And then it has a little button on the bottom, right there, a little tab, so you can open it up. And this has got acetate, sorry I forgot to mention that. So your picture will be protected in there. So we open it up and we have another series of flips and folds here. Lots of room for pictures again. So now we're going to open this up, and open up, and this is what you're going to see when you open up this page, or this is what it should look like when you get it all done. So we have this outer page here, and in past that is our pockets. So it's hiding the pocket that's in here, and then some more. There's folds and things from the pages on the other side that you can't see because they're hidden underneath this. So here's your pocket in here. Now we're going to put that back down, and this here is a tab. Now I wanted to make it so that when you opened and closed your album, or moved the pages back and forth, or shifted your album, that this wasn't constricted, because when these are constricted and held down by magnets or Velcro or whatever you're going to use, then it puts a lot of stress on the rest of the page. So when it's being pushed back and forth and opened and closed, it causes stress, and it will cause your page to buckle or dent or not sit properly or warp. So I didn't want that to happen, so I left this not constricted. So when we lay this down like this, we pull it out and we have our insert. Let me push it back in. It has nothing on the back. I guess I should have showed you that. Okay, so now we put that back in. So an example, here we are, we're here. Now I'm going to open this page, and there's nothing there, because if there was a magnet there, basically once I started to turn this page, that would pop and it would be useless. So there's no point in putting a magnet there anyways. So open it up, and we have room for photos here, and then I'm going to zoom this out a little bit more. So, and then we have another page on this side. We open it up. We have lots of room for photos in here and journaling. Close that up. We go to the other side. So again, we have another bride here with the pocket picture that you can pull out and put your own photo on. And we open it up, and as you can see, we have, a pull-out here. Again, same thing. We don't want to constrict it, so it glides in and out easily enough. And then we have a tuck spot over here. Whoops, I glued that side down. We have a tuck spot there. And then we have one over here as well. We open that up. We have more room for photos here. Then we open this up again, and we have all of this real estate in here again. And again, we have tuck spots everywhere. Everywhere. Okay. Let me turn the page. Now we have, this is referred to as the D2 band, and it's in the tutorial, with a pocket. So we can put a pull out in there. It'll fit. It's fine. Picture from the collection I cut apart. And we open it up, and we have all this real estate in here. And then we go to the other side. And I didn't do anything here because I really liked how this turned out, the layout of this corner of the paper. It had an article, and then it had the little ads on the side, but I really like this one down here at the bottom. So I left it. I might do something, put a trim around it or something for a tuck band or something. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. Anyway, so we'll open it up, and we have our flaps again. This one down here and here. Open it up, and we have real estate here and here, and then you open it up again, and we have this here, another tuck spot here. Close that up. Right, so the other side. Okay. Now we have the groom over here. A lot of my images, I should mention that they're on chipboard, so they add a little more rigidity to the page. They're not so forgiving with the page, which is a good thing. Because it's the best way if you have a page that's kind of, I guess, flimsy, kind of, I guess. I'm not really sure. My pages aren't flimsy, but for the person that does have that thin, you come across once in a while, you get that one sheet of cardstock that's just a little thinner than the rest. But not in this case. So we have, they're on chipboard just the same. And that carries on through most, I think the front one. Yeah, this one's on chipboard as well. So now we're going to open this up. We have the groom here. We open it up, and we have a place here for photos. We have a tuck band in here, like so. Doesn't really work. Oh, it'll work. Okay, so we got a tuck band in there. There's that. And again, we have our, whoops. I'm running out of room. So we have this here, and then we have another pull out there. Okay, let me open this up here. And on this side we have cut aparts from the, cut aparts from the paper line. So we have one piece in here, and then this bottom part is a cut apart as well, and it's adhered to the bottom, and it's a tuck spot as well, so you can tuck stuff under there. And then we have a tie. The tie I cut out and perforated with my stylus, so it has that basically a little bit of a round look, feel to it, so it kind of stands out from the paper. Then we open this up, and we have a pocket with a chipboard piece up here. Lots of room for photos in this section as well. Here as well. Open it up. And we have a tuck spot over here. And then we have the groom, full page picture of the groom. Okay. Now we'll go to this side. And another, again, a button down at the bottom to flip it open with. And then we have this up here. This is a tuck band as well. You can tuck something in the top if you need to. There's also all this real estate down here. So we have all that. And another tuck spot down here. And we open it up. And we have tuck here and here and over here. And we open this up. Again here and here. Then we have another pull out here. Back in. And we open this up, and we have all this room for pictures and journaling, tuck spots, picture of the bride in behind here, tuck spot here, and then we have this picture over here. We open it up, and we have another area, tuck spot in here. And it closes up like that, whoops, and then like that. Now the last page, and this is from the signature line, or the signature paper, pardon me. And then with a pull out, open it up, we have a tuck spot over here, there's a tuck spot there, and then here as well, and here. Then on the back, now this isn't so much a pocket than anything. It's a couple of pockets. So we open this up here. We have room to put a picture on here and here as well. And we have pockets up here. What goes in there stays in there. On this, I don't think I put the. It's got a tuck band in the bottom. In the tutorial, I didn't mention this, but I will mention it when I'm mentioning it now, I guess. But I will mention it in the, I believe tutorial. I'll just put a little snippet in there about that. Okay, now we open it up, and we have pocket down below. This one doesn't have a tuck band in it, but it's quite big, so you can put lots in here. And then on the back of the cover, this is the inside of the back cover, we have a belly band. And you can put in what you want. And in the background, as you can see, there's collage, paper collage. I used the collage on a lot of the album, on the pullouts. You can see there is I did collages on all the pullouts as well. I found it to be a really great way to use that extra paper. I just hate throwing things away. Okay, so that's that. That's the album. And I hope you will pop into my shop and take a gander. And thanks a lot for watching. And again, thank you, scrapbookers. You guys are awesome. Bye now.